Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session today. Very excited to have such a big audience here. I'd love to say hello to everyone by name, but it's a big group, so consider welcome by me. Very excited for this session. We have so much to learn from Deepali. Welcome, Deepali. Excited to have you here also. So Deepali is gonna do a presentation for about 45 minutes, and then we're gonna open for a Q&A for the last 15 minutes. And I ask you to mute yourselves throughout the presentation and also to do the chat feature for the Q&A. So I am recording that session, and I'm going to be sending out as soon as it's ready afterwards. So I have the pleasure to introduce Deepali. I guess most of you already know her, but anyway, Deepali has over 20 years of experience in e-commerce, web application development, web design, digital marketing. She's also a consultant at the UN, where she's working on web portal development, and as well as a web course development for women entrepreneurs in the least developed countries in South Asia. So very cool, Deepali. Thank you so much for doing that. It's impressive. She's also the founder and owner of company Web Dreams. Web Dreams is a very well-known web design company across India. And she's also an alum from the Global Women Leadership Network, today known as Women Leaders for the World. So welcome, Deepali, and I'll pass to you.
Thank you, Claudia, and it's really a pleasure to be here. And this group is very close to me, and also what I am today, I give the credit to this group and the course. So thank you so much for getting me here. Today I'm going to cover about how you can optimize your digital presence so that you can generate leads for your business. So I'll be sharing my screen. Can you please enable the screen sharing? It's disabled right now.
Can everyone mute themselves, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Claudia, please enable the screen sharing for me.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. Whenever we search in Google, most of the times we search directly in the Google, but we should search it in the incognito mode. Incognito mode is the private mode, and when you press Ctrl+Shift+N, the private browser opens. It looks like this. That means the result is not manipulated and you get the perfect result. So when I search here, I just go to Google, and my company is a web design company. So my keyword is website design in Hubli, because I live in Hubli and I'm looking for the work and the leads from Hubli area. So the first appearance it comes is from Google Map. So this is the Google My Business, Web Dreams India. And also you can see here the website appears in the first position. So to get the ranking in Google and other search like Bing, Yahoo, Ask,
I think there is
excuse me, can you mute other participants, please? Yeah, so this process of getting ranking in Google is called as search engine optimization. And then we should get ranking in all these, like all, images, news, videos, maps, and more. So even in images we can get the ranking. So here there is one image which is um, done by WebDreams, and it shows about WebDreams. So from here also I can get the traffic. Then in videos, the first video comes is about WebDreams. So such lead generation should happen through images, news, videos, and all the other kind of listings what generally appear in Google. So also in the maps. So let us see how to do that. I know that you all are not technical people, so you won't be doing this day to day, but then definitely you must have hired somebody, a web designer, who is doing for you. So you should know whether the web designer has done his perfect work or not. So we should know the basic techniques and what should be there in your web presence so that you get the leads through that. So the key to get the Google dominates 90% of the searches. So I think I'm muted.
No, we can hear you.
Okay. Google dominates the search, so we should get rank in Google. So when you see that you should get the ranking in Google, you should know also on which keywords you should get the rankings. Keywords are the terms which the users are searching. Most of your customers.
Deepali, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you still on the screen with the baseball? That's the screen that we are still seeing.
Sorry?
Are you still on the screen that has the baseball? Because that's the tennis ball, because that's what we are seeing.
Tennis ball?
That first screen?
Okay, okay. That's the Google screen.
Yeah, that's the.
Now can you see the presentation?
No. Now now we are at the how to find high search volume key.
Right. So my intention is finding the right keywords to get found on Google. So for that, you need to find out what are the high search volume keywords. Keywords are the search terms which the user is searching. So for that, there are various tools. So you can have Google AdWords account. It is free. You can create it. Also, you need not run the ad, and you can find out which keywords are popular. So suppose you are into some activity like web design or art and craft manufacturing. So that related keyword, what exactly people are searching, that particular information you can find through Google AdWords account. And also there are different keyword research tools like SEO Cockpit, SE Cockpit, Google Keyword Planner, Keyword Snatcher, Google Trends, etc. From Google Trends, you can find out like what products are now in demand and what is the current market trend. SEMrush, all these keywords are all these tools are very important to find out what exactly your consumer is looking for. So it looks like this. Here you can just create a account and log in and enter your keyword. So you get like how many search volumes. Suppose web design Hubli is my keyword or website design India is my keyword. Then how many monthly searches are happening, like 10K to 100K. Google exactly tells you, and accordingly you can start optimizing your website. So basically, there are two types of search engine optimization techniques. On-page SEO is optimizing your website, making changes in your web presence. And for that, you need to add proper content in your website, and you should have proper tags. So you must be knowing that website is made up of hypertext markup language, HTML. And in HTML, you need to check whether your web designer has added following tags or not. So when you consider on-page factors, you should know that the website should have short URL. Sometimes you see very complicated, very long URL like www.abc.com/, then percent symbol and then strange characters. Such URLs are not liked by Google. So you have to insist your web designer to make a short, and even in your URL, there should be keyword. And now my keyword is website design India. So I will have one page, something like webdreams.in/web hyphen design hyphen india.html. So that makes sense because I'm adding the keyword also in the URL, and also I'm keeping it short. And then you should have a title tag. Title tag is that text which appears on the Google search also, and also on the browser when you go to your website. So that title tag should have keyword. And then there should be H1 and H2 tag. These are the headings which are present in the website, which are visible in the bold characters. So these headings again should insist on your keywords. And then Google cannot read images. So you can't just go on stuffing images in your website. What Google wants is good content. Content is the king. So you should have a content which is not copied and which is relevant to your subject and your keywords. Also, you can use synonyms and latent semantic indexing keywords. That means that uh, permutation combination of the keywords. Because web design is a separate keyword and website design is a separate keyword. So you should consider adding once web design, once website design, once website designer, website designing. These all are separate keywords, and these should be added, which are relevant and synonyms to your keywords. Also, you should have more links inside your websites. Also, internal linking, that is from home page to subsequent pages. Then also from outside different links. Then informative, some tools and blogs. All these linking should be done so that your website becomes content rich and Google likes such websites. So this is about title tag, which I explained, and it should be in the head section. So why I'm telling this is because I know it's very technical, but when you see your website, I will just tell you that whenever you go to any website, you can right click on the browser and check view source. So in the source, you come to know how the website is designed and what is the code for that website. In that, you can find all this information. So once your website is designed, you will come to know whether it is designed properly or not, and whether it's Google friendly or not, and whether it's going to achieve ranking in Google or not. So for that, these are technical things. If you keep this PPT also handy and cross check it, it will be very good to get the results and generate the leads. Then there is one more important tag which must be there in the search engine page, your Google page, which is meta description, meta tags. These are the tags which describe what is the content in your website. So these actually don't help to get ranking, but this is also important to get the evidence that there are direct and indirect attributes which are present in your page, and which improves the CTR. CTR is click-through rate. Suppose your website is appearing 100 times and it is getting 10 times clicked, then the CTR is 10%. So click-through rate is the number of times it appears uh, uh, and divided by the impressions. So to get the quality of the result and to get what website it is about, the perception of the website, we need to have meta description tag. So as I told before, Google cannot read images. So there is a option for that. There is solution. Here you can give alt tag, alternative text tag. So what the image is meant for, that you can describe in textual format. So here you have to write about your images. So why not use keywords when you describe your images? So if there is image about Facebook icon or any other things like digital marketing. So these all images you can name in the form of keywords so that you get better keyword density in your website. Then you need to have blog. See, if the website is obsolete, most of the times my clients come and tell that I paid so much, like I invested $300 for my website, but I'm not getting a single customer from my website. Why it is happening? Because their website is idle and is old. The content is not refreshed, so it is not getting ranked. Google doesn't like stagnant websites. The content should be fresh and it should get updated every now and then. But your core content, you can't go on updating, say your product, your services, about your profile. These things are not getting updated daily. So the best idea is to have a blog in a website where you can go on writing about some tips, some informative articles which are relevant to your subject, relevant to your services. Also, you can have a customer section where customers are interacting with you. They are writing reviews and feedback. They're asking some questions. So all these kind of forums you can open in your website where the Google sees that so many activities are happening on this website and it has a fresh content and so many customers are getting engaged. So definitely this website should get good rank in Google. So for that, you have to do research of the right keywords and use the keywords correctly and write the content which are useful and engaging for the customers. When you write the content, is very important. You should check the plagiarism, because copied content, duplication of content is the worst activity what you can do, because it's going to harm your digital presence. Google penalizes you very badly if it finds duplication and copied content in your website. So what Google wants is the best user experience. It wants to give fresh content and new images, unique content to the customers, to the search users. For that, Google sees that how unique is your content. So you need to avoid plagiarism and duplication of content. For that, you can use the tools like Duplicator, Paperwriter, Copyscape. Some of the tools are free, like up to 2000 words, 3000 word you can check free, but otherwise they are not very expensive. They come like Copyscape and Duplicator come like $10 per month. So you can use those tools and check if you are outsourced content writing to somebody, some content writer. You can also check the quality of their content, whether it is copied or not, because copying will not give you any result. In fact, it will harm you. And if the website is penalized, it goes beyond 30th or 40th page of the search engine. Then getting it back in the front page is a real challenging task. Once you do the on-page optimization, means once your website is ready, you will launch it and then you will start doing off-page SEO. Off-page is the activity which you do beyond your website, beyond your presence. For that, you need to do link building. Link building is the activity, means you will get more and more links to your website, because when you have more links, you have more traffic, more visitors coming to your site, and Google likes that. Google initially sees that which website is having more traffic, and that gives boost to your ranking. And there should be social media marketing done. So when the brand is getting mentioned on different social media portals, that is Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Plus is not there now, but Pinterest and Instagram, all these portals, you should do more and more link building also, and brand mentions. Social bookmarking sites are there like Delicious, Dig, Reddit. All these sites you can write small articles and some information about your product service and give a link back to your website, which will definitely help to get good ranking in Google. So when you see link building, it is very popular. So generally digital marketing agencies do this work. because this is a tedious work and you just can't use automated tools or link spamming and link farming kind of black hat techniques which will harm the website and which will not give the ranking. In fact, it will penalize. So for that you need to outsource the work to some of the reputed and experienced digital marketing agencies who will build the links for you and who will build the traffic for your website. And the link building techniques can be through blog directories. So blogs are something like online directories, online yellow pages, where you can have links pointing back to your website. Then also you see that many forums, there will be some signatures, right? You must have seen that there are some beauty related or the skin problem related forum where somebody is asking question and somebody is answering it. Why they're answering, not because they only want to help the question, the person, but also they want to help themselves. This is a win-win situation because they are also getting popularity, they are giving their link there so that they are getting marketing and people are visiting them, and also because there is one more link build that gives a boost in the Google algorithm. Also, some people go on commenting on the blogs and forum signature where they have link to their website or to their blog. And then you'll see there are various portals where you can submit articles, micro blogs, write small paragraphs about your website. So there also you can give a link back to your website or any portion of your website. So there are three types of link building. One is natural link, manual link building, and self-created links. So natural links happen because of say press releases or somebody writes about you online article and then they give link back to your site. So these are naturally happening. You are not done for any work for that. And then manual build links are through deliberate link building activities like hiring digital agency and asking them to submit it to various yellow pages, various online directories, various bookmarking sites. These all are manually generating links for you, and there also you can ask some popular personalities like YouTubers or Instagram influencers to talk about your brand or give link back to your site from their portal because their page is having more followers. So that kind of activity also can generate traffic for your website. Self-created links are like through your email signatures. If anybody has received email from me, you will see that there are at least 10 links in my signature, one to my, three to my websites, and then to my social media portals, my personal website, deepali.in. So I try to build my brand, individual website brand and everything, because these links are also going to get counted, which are through the email signatures. And also through the forum blog commenting, which I explained earlier. And then you can use links as anchor text. Anchor text is a click here, some text will be there, click here and the link goes to the website. Such links also can be generated in the blogs and the website content. So Google Search Console is one of the free to use tool, and it gives very good insights. It gives summary of things. So when you just go to Google and do Google Search Console, and you'll find a link where you can find out what is the speed of your website. Slow loading websites, the website which has very huge and high resolution images, uh, Google doesn't like such websites because Google wants good search experience for the users. Also, Google doesn't like old technology websites. Now it's a responsive website technology because now there are different kind of gadgets we have like iPad and different mobiles, different screen resolutions. So the website should be adjusted to the different screen resolutions and type of the screens. So those technologies and the latest responsive websites only get ranked. Also, one important thing is if your website doesn't have SSL certificate, if it is not showing as HTTPS, then Google shows it as a non-secure one. So now SSL has become mandatory. So just see that you have SSL installed by your web designer or your website.
Okay. Whoever has a dog can mute yourself.
Okay, so um, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. You need to find out how your website ranks. What is the present position? So if it is on say 7th page, you can definitely get it on the first page, and if it is on the first page, you can get it on the first 3 ranks. So for that, what goal you have and what kind of strategy you build, and you can discuss with your digital marketing person and your web designer to do all this groundwork. And for that, you use this search console tool, which will tell you about everything like broken links and page speed and other index pages, etc. So you need to keep in mind 3 words: EAT, EAT, E for expertise, A for authoritativeness, and T for trustworthiness. That's the framework that Google raters use to access content creators, web pages, and websites. So Google needs high quality content. I again and again repeat this because the content is the core of any website and the soul of your website. So Google rewards with better rankings only those sites which has high quality content. And definitely social media plays a very important role, because now Google gives importance to those sites which are getting mentioned, which brands are mentioned more and more on social medias like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. And for that, you need to talk about your brand, you need to promote your brand, or do some campaigns, do some activities, engage your customers so that they will talk about your brand, and they will talk about the authority and trustworthiness of your brand. And for that, you need to have brand mentions. So the difference between the brand mentions, link building, and social media marketing is that brand mentions do not have link back to your website. So suppose somebody says that I have bought iPhone and I use it for this. That doesn't mean he's giving a link to the Apple site, but he is just discussing, he is mentioning the brand Apple and iPhone. So such mentions also count for your website ranking. So if you are very beginner also, you can use some free tools which are available. So if your website is already designed by somebody, just go to SEO Optimizer, and there is a free website auditing tool which you can use, and that will give you a report mentioning what are the errors and what you should do, like what recommendations are required from the search engine angle to get it rank well in Google. So also you can add it as a Chrome extension so that you will get immediate suggestions from SEO Optimizer. Also, there is a crawl test, what you can do. What do you mean by crawl? So Google has an algorithm. It has a spider and crawler which crawls your website, which scans your website, and that process is called as indexing. It indexes like how we index a book and make an index in the end or in the beginning of the book, where per any word which is mentioned on which page is written. Like that, Google also indexes website and crawls it. For that, there is a technique, and you need to find out whether your website is crawled by Google or not, whether all the pages are listed in Google or not, and that test you can do through mouse crawl test. So this is also a synonymous tool which is used by SEO and web auditing companies, and this even you can use it if you have a little bit of internet literacy. Also you can use it and find out whether your presence is optimal or not. And it will also tell you about duplicate content on your website, if there are any errors, if any title tag is missing, if you are giving same title for all the pages. Sometime just to save the work, just because they're a little lazy to do it, some web designers don't take the efforts to give different titles to different pages. Just go on copying the same structure, so the home page and other pages have same title, but actually it is harming the rank, because the title tag is very important to get the rank. Your all the pages can get rank in Google, so it should have different according to the subject. The title should be different for all the pages. Next important presence, but most of the people ignore, is Google My Business. It's a free one, and it is you need not hire any web designer, you need not pay, or you need not buy domain, you need not buy web hosting. You can just go to the Google local business and open My Business account, because 35% of the leads come from Google My Business. So if you see the map, and you can see that how Google My Business appears. So it is very simple. You have to create your business listing. For that, you have to fill up a form. You have to give the relevant and specific category, and add high resolution, good quality images which can attract your customers, and make sure that your information is relevant, and give a local number, because people will be finding you through near me, like somebody searching for restaurant near me, or a skincare center near me, something like that. So that time, you, if you have local number and the perfect address, then you will get found. And also the most important thing here is you should have positive reviews from your customers. So I see that many places when I visit, and in the hotel, if there is no good service, they are really scared, because they know that the customer is going to give bad review, and which will affect their rank. So nowadays they care, and also they give some reward, they give some discount, complimentary breakfast, something like that, to get good reviews from the customers. So because these reviews and these ratings matter, even your ranking. And definitely people are going to those places which are having good reviews. So ORM is one more separate subject, which will again take like 1 hour time, which is online reputation management. So if any customer has given you bad review, then definitely you should talk to them, you should apologize, you should offer some goodie, something, and request them to take back the bad review. And this process is called as online reputation management, which is very, very important to maintain your reputation and rank in the Google. So how to optimize Google My Business? In Google My Business, you have to complete it, because the listing has different things, and all the parameters you should add, like your open hours, what mode of payment you accept, currency you accept, working hours, all these things should be complete. If the information is inaccurate and not complete, then your ranking will be down, and your competitors will be listed on the top. So if I get a chance, I will like to take one more seminar on social media marketing, because it's again a very vast subject, and we cover, I take digital marketing training also, where we cover all these medias like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, where we tell the technique to do social media marketing, social media optimization, because the rank and the lead generation is totally dependent on social media marketing. Here we can see that we get links from social media sites, but these are called as no follow links. No follow means these do not count as a link. Only do follow links are counted as links. So but definitely, though it is not counted as a link, it is counted as a brand mention, and it also gives you visitor and traffic footfall to your website. So social media are very important, and you should give justice to social media. You should not create all the social media and be active only on one or two. If somebody is talking to you on Facebook and you are using only Instagram, you are ignoring that particular customer on Facebook. Such things should not happen. Maintain only those accounts and keep those accounts updated if you are interactive and if you're active on those accounts. So how to use Facebook to generate leads? You all are using Facebook effectively, and I know Women Leaders Network uses very good Facebook Live and Facebook groups for generating awareness about their programs. So there are two ways to generate leads: direct leads and indirect leads. So you can generate directly advertisement and from their lead, or you can write some article and have a call to action button. Call to action button is the button which will have either your phone number or email from where people will directly call you. Most of the time they see the ad and then we don't have anything there, then they forget it. So immediately you have to have a call to action button so that they can reach you. And for that you should have landing pages. Landing pages is the page where directly they can either shop, like buy now and they come to your website and add to the shopping cart, or sign up now and they come to your website and fill up the form. So such landing pages should be generated from the Facebook post. And then you should also have link to the landing pages in your website, and that can be through image captions. So this is a little bit lengthy, which I'll keep it for your reading because it's very simple and I'm sure most of you are using this. Also, you can create some contests and giveaways like my page and take a mug or take a t-shirt, something like that. Even uh, gift a Coke, something like that. Campaigns were run by Coke to engage the customers and create more awareness about their brand. You can also go live on Facebook or have webinars through your event page, generate events and invite people, tag people, share it on different groups, add hashtags. All these are important things to generate through Facebook. Creating videos is a tedious process because you need to have good quality audio recording and effects and adding text. But this makes a lot of sense to generate leads because people connect to the videos very nicely and they get involved in the videos and engaged. So we should have even good videos with good scripts which will engage your customer. So this is an example of call to action button where somebody clicks on sign up and reaches you. And then that sign up button can also go to your website and then sign up to your website. And last but not the least, Facebook store. So suppose you want to sell anything, you need not pay now huge amount to develop e-commerce portal. And also you need not go to the crowded marketplace like Amazon, eBay and Walmart and all, where you have to list your products and pay the commission to the marketplaces. You can just have a Facebook shop or Facebook store, which is a recent feature of Facebook, where you can directly link to the payment gateway and start selling online by accepting payment online. And here there is a marketplace available so that a lot of networking also can happen and you can reach to the wider customer base because it's a social media come marketplace. So many customers are already there online and definitely they are looking for products or services of yours. So thank you so much. I'll take some questions and this is my email dipali@webdreams.in and my Facebook ID and my website. So anybody who is looking for any kind of consultancy also can contact me and I'm there. I offer a 1 hour of free consultancy to all the participants today, also in the e-commerce and digital marketing field. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dipali. Thank you so much. I learned so much in this 1 hour. And we're gonna open now for the Q&A. So if anyone has a question, please send through the chat feature. I appreciate it. Let's see here. So let's see here. This is from Linda.
I can ask Dipali directly.
Should we be putting, yeah. Go ahead, Linda.
All right. So Dipali, thank you for being the company that did our website. We love it at you as a global leader. And, you know, every month when we do our newsletter, which we send out with Constant Contact, we put a link, you know, the link from Constant Contact onto our site so that people can always go back and look at them. Should we be putting our, you know, all the articles? Should we be actually, you know, copying and pasting the full articles onto the website in order to give it more life?
Yes, definitely, because I mentioned it before, like better to have fresh content, and how more often you update your website, how frequently you update your website, you get the better result in search engine. So definitely you should post your articles on your website. And your website is dynamic one, so it's kind of a blog kind of website, content management system. Definitely you can add it. And I know you are having a strong technical background. You worked in IBM, and you can do it very easily.
Yeah, I have to say that that's worked out very well. You built like a container around our website that allows me to update it. Of course, that saves, you know, a lot of time and effort. So once again, I think your expertise is fantastic. Thanks, Dipali.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Dipali, there's a question about if you can talk about using LinkedIn for B2B marketing.
I need 1 hour for that. So well, LinkedIn, what you have positive thing about LinkedIn is you can reach directly to the top level authorities, like people who are decision makers, the vice president level, the director level people in LinkedIn. So B2B marketing is uh, very important through business pages in LinkedIn. So first thing you should do is define your business page in LinkedIn, complete it. It has a very long form, almost like 3-4 pages form. So complete all the listing, and then provide links to your website, and then go on posting about your business and services in day-to-day basis, so that you will get more B2B connect. Also, you can start chatting or start communicating through the email, which is the paid option of LinkedIn, where you get emails of LinkedIn connects, and you can communicate through that. Also, you can get ranking for your LinkedIn page. My LinkedIn page is top rank for e-commerce consultant in India. I'm sure there are more knowledgeable people than me who are in e-commerce consultancy, but I'm ranked in 4th page because I optimize my LinkedIn page. So you can also optimize and do bookmarking for your page so that people find your page.
Another question, Dipali, from Tanya Monsaf, that you mentioned that the blog should have the right length. What is the length in words?
Sorry, the blog should have?
Should have the right length.
Yes, I mean, if it is too lengthy, then people will not like to read it. At least you should have some interactivity and useful information. So ideal length should be 500 to 1000 words for your blog, so that people get engaged. If the people see it's very long and without any images, then they just tend to skip it. So we are generating the content for user, but keeping Google in mind. So the blog should have keywords, the blog should have content which are relevant for the search engines, but definitely we are writing it for the user. We are not writing for Google.
She also wants to know that when you say external links on your website, what types of links are those?
I mentioned those links. Those links are coming from social bookmarking site. Those are the popular sites where we can bookmark our web page. So like Delicious, Dig, Reddit, all these, there is a list, there is a database of all the social bookmarking sites where we can go and put a link to our website. So these are manually built links. So we can also build the links from directories. The top directories are like Yahoo, DMOZ, so where we can go and build link. And also there are yellow pages where people are searching for information. So you can go and create classified ads. In India, we have OLX, Quicker and all. These are the free places where we can create ads. So internationally, you have to find which are the popular yellow pages and popular ad posting sites where you can go and posting free ads which are creating links to your website. So those are important to build the traffic and to build the weightage for your website.
Another question from Tens. Can social media optimization help in increasing followers on Instagram for the brand?
Yes, definitely, because you are promoting it, so people are getting aware of it and they are coming to your site, and if they like the content, they start following it. So only having a good content will not help. You have to optimize it and you have to promote it. You have to share it to different medias. You have to put it in your signature. You have to put it on your website. You have to send the links. You have to invite the people to like your page, to be your friend. You have to tag your friends. You have to share it in different groups. So these all things are required. Only having a good page and good content will not attract the people, because you are there, but you are somewhere there on the Antarctica and people are not knowing that how to reach you. So you have to be aware, make yourself aware and popular by posting it and keeping it more live.
Another question from Lisa Bader. Do you build Shopify sites?
Sorry, Shopify site. Yeah, Shopify site is actually for the layman. I mean, anybody can build, but we can definitely help.
Okay. So Lisa, I can put you in contact with Deepali afterwards.
Yeah.
Another question, what do you think of Substack as a blog platform versus WordPress or Medium?
Sorry, WordPress against?
What do you think of Substack as a blog platform versus WordPress or Medium?
To be honest, I have not used Substack, but I use WordPress, and also I create WordPress websites for my customer. WordPress is very user friendly, very interactive, very easy to use. So I recommend WordPress. But at the same time, you have to have security features enabled, because these all open source platforms are easily hackable. People can find it. Just you Google like how to hack WordPress site, you will get 10 steps to hack WordPress site. So it's easy because it is open source, everybody knows about the code and how it is built. So you have to take care. Any platform is good, but you have to take care of the security features, and you can buy the license theme to make it safe and secure, and also you can install SSL and SiteLock, such softwares to keep it safe and secure.
One last question, Deepali, from Caroline Seaman. She's asking if she can if she can do her website SEO optimization herself, or if she has to outsource it.
It is like I mean, if you have time, then you can do on your own. But it's a tedious process, because it's not like one time you have done, it's done. It's ongoing process. Daily, you should have at least 2 hours of dedicated time to do it. And if you have that time, if you have inbuilt team, then you can do it. But if you don't have time, better to outsource. And definitely there are people like me and other agencies also who have spent who are only doing this, so they are more expert, they have the tools, and they already have the license softwares. You need not buy licenses, and monthly paying as low as $100, you can outsource the work, which will give at least $1,000 worth output for you. So definitely I feel that outsourcing is better, because then you can concentrate on your core business and achieve the goals.
These are all the, I believe these are all the questions on the chat feature. If I missed anybody's question, can you please just ask, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
There was one, this one comment saying that we cannot see anything. So did you see, could you see the presentation, or?
I think it was at the very beginning, and then it was fixed.
Okay, okay. At 8:40 p.m. it was written that they cannot see anything. After that, you could see the whole presentation. Yes, okay.
Yeah, there was no more any comment on that anymore. I think it was when the screen got stuck. Anyway, I guess that is it for the questions. So thank you so much, Deepali. I really, really appreciate it. It was an incredible presentation. So much to learn from you. I definitely want to talk to you about our website also, and the Women Leaders for the Social Media needs. But thank you so much. I appreciate. Thank you everyone for being here. Appreciated your taking the time to be with us. And I'll be sending out the recording pretty soon. And I look forward to seeing you in our next webinar. And thanks again, Deepali. Always a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, it was a great honor for me to be here, and I learned so many things from Barbara, Linda, Abha, Tanya, and today I could share some of my knowledge with them. So I'm so grateful, and thank you so much for inviting me and connect with these amazing women again. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepali.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye, everyone. Bye.